Hey guys, it's Brandon Miniman from Pocketnow.com. If you like what HTC is doing with their new One series of devices but don't feel like shelling out 600 plus bucks for a One X, you might consider the One V, the least expensive HTC One series device. It's only about 350 bucks and it has some really interesting specs. Oh, and it's got the chin in homage to the HTC Legend and the HTC Hero from yesteryear. So let's do the unboxing of the HTC One V now. And you can get one of these for about 350 bucks unlocked over at negrielectronics.com. Reasonable price for a brand new device. The spec sheet is not the most impressive, but I'm sure it's going to be a fast device with really good build quality. And again, it's got that really cool chin. This is available in brown and gray. This is the brown version. It's kind of interesting. Let's turn over to the back and take a look at the specs that we've got here. You're going to get just a single core CPU here, although it's a tried and true Qualcomm Snapdragon 1 gigahertz CPU. You know it's going to be snappy. It's not going to be amazing with gaming, but it's definitely going to get the job done. It's got 512 megabytes of RAM. It's got 4 gigs of storage built in, but it does have micro SD expansion so that you can certainly add more memory if you need to. We've got a 3.7-inch WVGA display, so it's much lower resolution than the One X, lower than the One S, but it still has a high pixel density because it's only a 3.7-inch screen, 800 by 480. That puts it at about 250 ppi, so it's still going to be a super crisp and clear screen, although it's smaller. It's got a 5-megapixel camera, f2.0, to allow for a lot of light into the lens, just like the other HTC One devices. 720p HD video recording, not 1080p, and all that other good stuff. So let's get to the unboxing here. Really curious to see what HTC has done with this, I don't want to call it low end, but their budget HTC One device, because it has some of those premium features, just costs less and doesn't have an amazing spec sheet. And again, we see I'm the one you've been waiting for. And by the way, if you haven't seen our HTC One X review yet, we're going to put a link up here throughout the video so that you can go back and check that. So really cool device here. It feels just like the HTC Legend. It's got this wonderful aluminum unibody construction. It kind of has some heft to it, which makes it actually feel pretty high quality in the hand. This really feels like the Hero, although much evolved. It feels very thin. It's got a little bit of a rubbery texture down here. It says Beats Audio. I'm assuming this slides off. Let's see if it's using micro SIM or regular SIM. Can't really tell from here. It looks like it's micro SIM, and here is the area where you put in the micro SD card. Lots of micro stuff to talk about. Let's slide this back on. We'll power on the phone in a moment and see what the screen looks like once we finish with the unboxing. All right, let's put that aside. So this is running Sense 4.0. Whether you love it or you hate it, it's better than previous versions of Sense, we can tell you that. It's still a little bit heavy in some areas, but it adds some pretty cool features. So we've got that, and I'm assuming because there is no micro SIM little guy like this that came in the One X, that it's actually using the standard SIM. So we've got a wall charger, this is for other country, and some headphones. This stuff is boring. So anyway, let's turn on the HTC One V, see what this screen looks like. Power buttons on the top like other HTC devices. This is kind of an interesting element. Perhaps this is an LED notification light, which would be super cool to have it right there. Just a little strip there. Really feels awesome with this metal. It's really great to see HTC using the unibody construction. We saw it on the Desire HD and several other phones from them. Looking at the front, we just have a flat piece of glass. We've got the buttons built in here for ice cream sandwich. And I didn't turn it on yet, by the way. Just a really sharp edge here. I'm just noticing some of these details. Overall, it feels like it's been etched with a laser. So let's turn this on. It looks like it's a non-user replaceable battery. Perhaps it's not charged at all, or perhaps I'm just not holding the button in long enough. And we're back after going through the first time setup, and the device actually came with no charge, which was very strange. Usually a device that you get new has a little bit of a charge. Very strange indeed. So how does Sense 4.0 work with a device that has a single core processor? Because the One S and the One X both have multi-core processors, so we're going to have a full review coming up. Looks like the Leap feature isn't even enabled, and I've also noticed that there are fewer animations. Like when you click on a folder, it just pops open rather than on the One X, for example, and dare I take it out and make the One V look very small next to it. Folders open with a little bit of a flare, a little bit of an animation there, certainly to take advantage of all of those cores. So we've got a full review coming up of the HTC One V. We'll also have further videos to see if this is the device for you. If you don't feel like spending $600 to get one of HTC's latest and greatest, this certainly has all of the great features of the One X, like the great camera, the great camera application, the new version of Sense, and all of that other stuff. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, and thanks for watching. That's it for now.